A very good evening. It's always a pleasure having you join me for RTV News in English. I'm William Evans. Let's have a look at the headlines. Rwanda has taken a significant step in regulating the fast-growing digital economy following the adoption of a new law governing virtual assets trading. While Rwanda is also stepping up efforts to strengthen cybersecurity skills among its youth. It's always a pleasure having you join me for RTV News. Now this is the news in detail. Rwanda has taken a significant step in regulating the fast-growing digital economy following the adoption of a new law governing virtual assets trading. Users and experts say that the move could restore trust in a sector previously marked by fraud and uncertainty. We do have details to this report. From mobile money payments to online trading, digital technology has become part of everyday life for many Rwandans. Now, users are welcoming a newly adopted law regulating virtual assets, saying it could bring much-needed security to their investments. Virtual assets, commonly referred to in global markets as digital or crypto-based assets, have grown rapidly in Rwanda despite operating in a largely unregulated environment. On our part as Netfella, you find that if we have hired foreign workers and maybe I have to process their salaries on Friday, it means that they will get their payments in the next week. But with virtual assets, however, many people are going to embrace it as a much better alternative. Technology experts say that the absence of clear regulations previously created room for fraud and financial losses, undermining trust in the sector.
This
law is timely because there has been numerous cases where Rwandans lost their money through fraud. This law, therefore, is here to make things right, and Rwandans can now verify before joining. When the draft law was presented to Parliament, lawmakers emphasized the need to prioritize citizen protection in its implementation. I've been wondering if, with virtual assets, residents are protected. I want to know how this law is going to protect them from making losses or being cheated. The State Minister at the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning says that the law opens up new economic opportunities, positioning Rwanda to benefit from the global digital economy while ensuring that safeguards for citizens remain central. It initially seemed like there was no framework in place to regulate this type of business. This law, therefore, helps regulate virtual assets markets. This development works in many ways to contribute to job creation and tax revenues through new markets. Until now, virtual assets trading in Rwanda has largely operated informally, exposing users to risks, including scams and unregulated platforms. Under the new law, international companies seeking to operate in Rwanda will be required to register with the Capital Market Authority, the body mandated to oversee and regulate the sector. Analysts say the success of the new framework will depend on effective enforcement and public awareness as Rwanda positions itself in the evolving global digital finance landscape. Let's now look at how Rwanda is stepping up efforts to strengthen cybersecurity skills among its youth, where the National Cybersecurity Authority is partnering with other government agencies and vocational schools to train the next generation of IT experts. School leaders explain how they are preparing students to apply digital skills in ways that meet labor market needs. Employers welcome the government's role in equipping graduates with practical skills to solve real-world problems. The Director General of the National Cybersecurity Authority, Colonel David Kanamugire, says that collaboration with schools and other agencies will continue to ensure strong digital safety across the country, while vocational schools are being strengthened with the resources to produce graduates who can tackle society's challenges using technology. So far, 86% of graduates find employment after completing their program. Now, technology is transforming how households in Rwanda access and manage clean energy. A growing number of residents are now using digital solutions to purchase and monitor cooking gas, improving convenience and efficiency in their daily lives. We do have details to this report.
Uwamwezi Sorine ni umwe mu bakoresha ikoranabuhanga rya Tekera Heza app. Ni ikoranabuhanga rituma umuntu amenya ingano ya gazi.
We get back to that story after making a few corrections. Now let's look at Rwanda is introducing target measures to help young people born after the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi cope up with trauma. The Rwanda Biomedical Center says that the program will focus on those under 31 years of age, just as the country prepares for the 32nd commemoration of the genocide against the Tutsi. Statistics from the center shows that among young youth born after the genocide, 10% experienced trauma-related effects, including psychological distress. Many attribute these challenges to intergenerational impacts. Young people say that talking about history, visiting the genocide memorials, and engaging in reflective activities helps them cope with their new experiences. Mental health expert Dr. Chast Wihoreye explains that trauma can be passed from parents to child, and that open conversations about history can assist young people in managing its psychological effects. Dr. Gishoma Darius, head of the Mental Health Division at RBC, adds that support services are ready to assist those affected during the 100 days national mourning period. RBC data indicates that indicates a general decline, in the number of youth seeking trauma support over the years. Between 2010 and 2015, about 4,000 individuals received care, while from 2016 to 2020, this number dropped between 2,500 and 3,000. And in the past 3 years, approximately 2,000 youth have been supported. Let's now look at parents in Ayabaraya Masana sector in Chichicho district who are welcoming a new kindergarten and preschool built in their community by French students from Isa BTP University. Residents said that the new school will significantly reduce the long journeys their children previously had to make to attend classes. The school, located in Akababjeyi neighborhood, is already seen as a solution to daily commuting challenges faced by local families. On Saturday, the students officially handed over the completed school to the local community. Paul Foresti, representing the group of students, says that the project's completion is a major achievement. He explains that he and his colleagues have been working on the project for the past year and a half in France, and are thrilled to see it finally realized in Rwanda. The students applied all their skills and knowledge to ensure the school would serve community well, and they hope such initiatives continue in the future. Cultural Cooperation Advisor at the French Embassy in Rwanda notes that the projects like this reflect France's commitment to supporting Rwanda's development, while the initiative not only benefits local children who will now attend school in a safe and nearby environment, but also provides practical experience for the students in construction studies. The school are built by 61 students from Homyoan Isa Association, includes 6 classrooms and administrative offices and sanitary facilities. It has the capacity to accommodate 150 students. Now we go back to the story. Technology is transforming how households in Rwanda access and manage clean energy, and a growing number of residents now are using digital platforms to purchase and monitor cooking gas, improving convenience and efficiency in their daily lives. We do have the details. For many households in Kigali, managing cooking gas is no longer guesswork. A new digital solution, Tekera Heza app, is helping users track their gas consumption in real time, allowing them to plan ahead and avoid unexpected shortages. Wamwezi Solin is among those already using the technology. She says the application has made it easier to know exactly how much gas remains in the cylinder, eliminating the inconvenience of running out without warning. I would make calls to the suppliers to refill my gas, but of course, most of the time they would be either busy or miss the calls. Sometimes I would fail to refill because I'm at work and there's no way to run to the gas supplier. But using this app, the process is so easy and very simple. Plus, Once you make orders using the app, you get discounts. I received a text 2 days before saying my gas would be getting done. I thought to myself, this wasn't accurate. But after those 2 days, I came to find that indeed my gas had gotten done. With this app, you do not get surprises. You know when your gas is getting done, and so you prepare accordingly. The government is also playing a key role in expanding access to technology. Under the current arrangement, users cover 40% of the cost of the system and its equipment, while the government provides a 60% subsidy, making it more affordable for households to adopt. Beneficiaries say this support is crucial in promoting access to clean and modern energy solutions. Developers of the platform say they are working closely with the government to ensure that services reach people across different income levels. They add that efforts are ongoing to improve efficiency and expand coverage. We have a working relationship with the government through an MOU with EGCL and a program to enable Rwandans access gas. We still have more to do so that it is 100%. This initiative is part of Rwanda's broader strategy to reduce reliance on firewood and charcoal, helping to protect forests and address climate change. Authorities continue to promote the use of clean energy as a sustainable alternative for households across the country. As digital innovation meets clean energy policy, solutions like these are shaping a more efficient and environmentally friendly future for Rwandan households. Let's now turn to the story of Charles Shema, who returned to Rwanda after 31 years living abroad, speaking to Enora Gladys.
Having lived abroad for over 2 decades already, it must have been a lot of experiences, challenges. You know, you have a story to tell to the people. How does it look like to be coming back in Rwanda after 24 years?
It is an exciting feeling, as much as it is challenging. I've lived in Canada for almost 30 years. I arrived in 1997. Canada is such a huge country. When I arrived in Canada, I could barely speak any word in English, but now I do. And I've lived in many provinces in Canada, and I've also traveled around the world, including Japan. It's one of my favorite places to go. And it has shaped me in so many ways. It is in Japan that I discovered what we can do with travel and tourism that focus on the culture. And so coming back here now with all that knowledge that I have essentially accrued over the last 28 years in travel and as well as in the financial sector, and seeing what my skills can do. And so my question was, where should I be? I've been in 28 years.
Yes.
And now I think I should be home. I belong here, and I should be here now.
Yes. Speaking of the 24 years, you just presented a project called 24, Zanheza project, but within a song, I'll ask also my directors to be putting it maybe in the background for the audience to be listening to your project, which is really interesting. Why did you choose 24? Why did you choose Zanheza as the name of the project in the first place?
So, first, Zanheza is a tour company that I founded in 2019. We launched in 2020 before the pandemic. And funny thing is, then that was in March when we launched Zanheza, which, by the way, is Murakaza Neza Niheza.
Oh,
that's the whole idea about Zanheza.
So it was Za coming from Murakaza.
There you go.
Then there was Niheza.
Yes.
Watu Niheza.
There you go.
Really?
That's actually the full name of sort of Zanheza. And when I wrote the song in the pandemic, I thought, well, first, who can sing this song? Who can bring this vision to life? And it was suggested that Bruce Melody will be the one. And we spoke, and luckily he said yes. And when I wrote the song, I kept thinking, because after writing the whole song, I mean, rightly so, because then when we say Zanheza, it kind of went really well in it.
Yes.
And Bruce really does a good job saying, sunny Hazel, and then I was
Still
like,
talking about that, I would really ask my director to be maybe putting it a bit of it in the background to get to hear how it starts and, you know, the melody that Bruce Melody himself did. So.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
urw'imisozi y'igihumbi zari heza umutima urahahora niho nkomoka ni ku isoko ni mu Rwanda rwacu ni ku ivuko.
Yes, and I would like to know, many Rwandans, when you just get to hear the lyrics of this song, you just get to hear someone who is really missing his home country. And I know that many Rwandans living abroad, they go through a process of a journey of identity and belonging. How did you personally navigate that as someone who left young and came back after a long time?
Absolutely. When you go abroad, in Canada especially, you realize that the first thing that happens is that your personal identity is almost ripped apart. You are no longer Charles Shima Charles. You're no longer Rwandan. You are just a black person.
Yes.
And that can be very confusing, especially to a young man. Luckily, ever since I was a kid, because I was born in Kinshasa, and I think my personal story, my own background, in so many weird ways, set me for the future that I would live. Because landing in Canada, and in this case, my parents had passed away, so I was on my own. And all I could do was just find a way to fit in the society and not necessarily like feel confused. So I always have this sort of mode where I can blend well in the society, and that comes from having been brought really a refugee in Kinshasa. So while other diaspora, especially if you come there a bit, I would say, if you are in an older age, it becomes challenging because you have really lived most of your life in one space in Rwanda per se, and you may kind of have that struggle. While for me, it wasn't, that much. I am really good at sort of, all right, this is where I am, and what do I do forward? And so, but you always have that sense of something's missing. It could be through food, it could be through the language. For example, one thing that I haven't mastered at all, Canadians have this thing they call a dark humor.
Yes.
It's just the way they make these sort of comments and jokes, and up to now, and luckily we have Chat GPT now. It's, I want to say something with dark humor. So it's all those sort of nuances that always remind you when you are there, that no matter how many years, that's not really your home.
With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. I'm William Evans. Have a good night, goodbye, and good luck.